Okay, so Trish mentioned this last week that we will be getting new foundations.
Mhm.
Now, who here has, or anybody who's listening to the replay, has customers that are on our current foundations? Okay, so first step is, and I do too, reach out to them to let them know that you got, what do you call it when you get insider information that the foundations are going to be changing in May, I believe it is. But I mean, any change you got to say. I mean, no, people don't like change. Change is a bad word to
Mhm.
use, but
Yep.
there's going to be an upgraded, new, evolved formula of
Yep.
Mary Kay foundations coming up, and that they will also have lots of colors. But if you want to get the ones you currently use while they're available, this is the time. Okay, then they're forewarned. If they want to wait and try new ones, that's great. Do you know, in my 32 years, I think this is the fourth or fifth foundation launch that I am going through.
Wow.
So, yes. So there was this post from a friend of mine who's been in Mary Kay over 40 years, and she has the lineup of foundations from the beginning to where it is now. And she says, when did you come into Mary Kay? Which
That's a good
foundation
one.
did, yes.
Yeah.
So we've survived foundation changes in the past, so I think we'll be fine. And I think if people are happy with the current ones, they're going to be happy with the new ones because the skincare and the wear and the coverage gets better and better. And even our current ones, like you don't even feel it. You don't
Mhm.
feel it when you're wearing it. So that was one announcement. Just start checking in with your customers and let them buy and let them order it for if you have them in stock, that's what you're going to buy. If you I mean, that's what you're going to sell to them. If you don't have them in stock, then, collect the money and then you can order it. Collect the money before you order it. So, hi, Stephanie. Okay, so now I hope I'm not missing any other announcements. If Pat were on, I would have loved to, um, I will have loved to. Wait, Trisha's.
Michelle, what time
Okay.
did you set it to start in Facebook?
7:35, so it didn't
Yeah.
start.
No, it hasn't.
Okay. Well, if you can fix it, great. If not, we
I don't
haven't
think I
yet
can.
gone over. We haven't had a chance, you and I, to go over it
Right.
together, what I
Right.
thought. So, if you're able to do it, fine. If not, I'm recording it and
Yeah.
we'll do it that way.
Okay.
But the other thing, just about 2 hours ago, you're going to hear about this somewhere. Um, Richard Rogers, that was Mary Kay's son, and our current CEO, Ryan Rogers' dad, just passed away about 2 hours ago. He was 82 and he'd been sick for a while. So that's the scoop with that. I'm sure we'll be hearing stuff but as far as I have this recording, I want to make sure that I can read this. Um, okay. I want to, what is going on here? Am I leaning? Oh, I had something leaning on the keyboard, so it's going a little crazy. All right. Um, Let me go to sharing. Okay. Where's my share? I see my record. I don't see, okay. Under share. Here we go. Okay, good. Okay. So I don't know that we're going to get through this all today. And I my phone is dinging like crazy, like Richard Rogers has died. And I'm like, I'm trying to run a meeting. Um, so let me now get to the place where, okay, good. Um, so I just have to get to my place again. All right. So you guys, I'm going to be looking at my notes and um, Trish and Lorianne are piping in on this. Tell them to stop. I'm on the phone to Annabelle. How do I end that chat? I have to learn these things. So you guys, tonight's going to be fun because there's going to be a lot of interaction. And it's like, this is going to be like, what separates somebody who's just busy from somebody who's actually making money? And we're going to go through what's in our roll bag, the cosmetics this week. And like I said, I don't know that we're going to get through it. I thought this would be a 4-week program, but then last week, I wanted to go over some of the highlights of the conference, and I still have more to share. But in this slide one, like if someone, let me ask you this, if someone were sat down with you tomorrow, would you feel comfortable doing a full facial without thinking, like how well you know your products? And sometimes we know a certain line of products better than another, either because we show them over and over again or because we use them. Using them is the best way to get comfortable with your products because you can actually talk about it. But taking time to show them over and over and study them and so on. So we did skip, I'm going to skip over skincare, which actually the skincare is the meat and potatoes of our business. Skincare has the reorder business. Skincare, when somebody runs out of a lipstick, it's not the same emergency as them running out of their cleanser or their moisturizer. And and then the foundations we're going to be talking about. But now let me see what we have. Out of order. Everything is out of order. So I am going to have to go. I'm going on the fly with this, my knowledge of this. So I don't, Annabelle, I'm just going to tell you, I don't think these slides are going to cut it for me. So in this slide, which is out of order of my notes that I have, we're talking about the under eye corrector. Who here, has anybody tried the under eye corrector yet? Judy, Annabelle, yeah. So, what difference have you felt or noticed about using them? Have you noticed anything?
I, I've,
You know
I've
what,
noticed.
Judy? Keep your sound on. Keep your sound on so you can talk. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Annabelle. You were saying
Yeah, I
something?
was just going to say that what I've noticed is that the consistency is thinner and it does separate. So I do have to shake it before
Yes,
I dispense it because it does separate in the tube. The other
that's
one I think
correct.
was a little thicker. This one's a little thinner. Um, I I liked the thicker version. I think I still need to be I need to use this a little bit more to feel like I'm
Yes.
getting,
So,
convinced.
yeah, getting used to it
Yeah,
to determine if you like it or not.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know why this one is a more liquidy kind of consistency and
I
why it
don't. I
separates?
don't.
Judy, do you? Does anybody?
The only thing I could think of is so it doesn't cake and get, heavy like with the lines, maybe?
Right. There's glycerin in it, and
Mhm.
there's another hydrating, I think hyaluronic acid is also in it. So the glycerin is what makes it more hydrating, and so that people don't find caking in it. I even had a young 20 something year old go back to her old under eye corrector, not Mary Kay, because she felt that one was more cakey. So that's where it's coming from. However, and this is so important, if you have a opinion otherwise, you're the test market too. I mean, yes, they test market before it comes to us, but Mary Kay, you should always let Mary Kay know your feedback. And you can go on to Mary Kay in Touch and click on the email, I guess is the best way, or the chat. There's a
Mhm.
live chat that's very easy to work with. When you see the little chat when you're on, somebody actually talks to you back. I mean, through texting. But oh wait, here. So yes, so it creates a smoother base that you could put concealer over it, and it does brighten just like the other older one did. And so now this one has the same formula, and it's buildable, and again it's crease resistant. And so you could see here it's saying how it's infused with vitamin E, glycerin, and it could be worn alone under or over a foundation. And you have to and concealer can be used as a primer. So since we don't have our eye primer anymore, concealer can be used as a primer. And there is in boards. There's also one on Mary Kay in Touch in the document library. There is a comparison chart so that if you know your foundation color, you can see what would be the right concealer color for you. And so there's ivory, beige, and bronze. Those the the concealer too, it mentioned earlier that you could wear alone if it matches your skin, if it under or over. And sometimes experimenting with what gives you the better coverage. Um, I find that when I put the concealer on, this is where I have my pigment. Sometimes it can almost even out my whole skin tone just from that. And I have found I like putting the concealer under my foundation and then brightening my eye after the foundation with the under eye corrector. So,
Really?
yes, yeah, I have
Oh,
such dark
wow.
eyes, but that's like, see, experiment with that
Yeah,
because then if you have a customer with an issue,
right,
you
right.
know, you
I'm
can
gonna
have
have to
to
try
try
that.
that. Yes, and explain now what I'm doing is somebody orders the new one from me in
Mhm.
advance of her trying it or getting it. I warn her that she's got to either knead it, or shake it,
Okay.
and I tell her why.
Right,
Okay,
right,
so she knows, okay, this is going to be hydrating.
right.
So, all right, we have our makeup spray that we all cannot live without, even though there was a time when it didn't exist and we seem to live. But now that we have it, we
No,
cannot live without it. And most people, this is the last of our glamour products that people try, so don't be afraid to let people who are into makeup know about it
Mhm.
because I'll tell you this. When I got married to Tom, a makeup artist, I had a makeup artist do my makeup, and she had her stuff. But this was the finishing spray she had, and she said
Oh,
it is the best one, and the price was so good. Like they are usually so much more expensive. So that, was pretty good. Lightweight, breathable, doesn't make it look like the old hairspray. Okay, so shadows.
and I just,
Yeah.
I put
Yes,
that on
yes.
after my foundation and then I apply all my makeup, then I put it on again. And
mhm.
my makeup stays on from early in the morning till at night. I love
Okay, say that again now. You put your foundation on and
foundation
spray.
on and I do a spray. Then I put on, my rest of my makeup, blush, whatnot, eyeliner, and then I spray again. And let me tell you that I love that finishing spray. My makeup stays from like early in the morning till the nighttime.
That's a good tip. I'm going to do that.
After,
Thank you. Yes.
Multiple times. I do that
yeah,
too.
multiple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I am hard on, like, my daughter's always saying, Ma, stop touching your face,
Yeah.
out of like subconsciously. But I do have to stop doing that. But that's a good tip. Um, okay, so now wait, let me see. Um, uh, okay, our Chroma Fusion eyeshadows have been around for a while, and when they came, and they are very highly pigmented. So a little color goes a long way, and they last a long time, very blendable. And they do work really well with the shimmer eye sticks. And I know that I think, since we don't have access to the colors anymore, it's harder to try them. But if somebody ever comes to your house or you go to their house to play with makeup, I will, if I don't have the samples left, I'll actually scrape a little. Or in the case of the shimmer, what you could do is take a sponge tip applicator and rub it along. You don't have to scrape the crayon off but just rub it back and forth. Actually, you can do that with the Chroma Fusions too. It was just back in the day when there were a few people, it was faster to just get it set up in their tray. But yeah, just, try makeovers with getting together with people. Spring is a great time. You can just ask people, are you looking for a new look? Are you looking for an updated look? And just putting that question, I'm reaching out to my customers that I know wear makeup. Are you looking for an updated look? For spring of 2026 or something. And you could do anything. First of all, if you need ideas for looks, look in the lookbook. Look on your Mary Kay website. Look at the wait, what was going to happen? Look in the lookbook. Our website for customers has them, and um, try experimenting with something different, like a shimmer. So then now it's the same thing. Now, what we
Michelle,
did,
if I could just say something about the
yeah.
shimmer sticks, because when they came out, I have very hooded, wrinkled eyes, and I was very hesitant about using them. And what I have found for me is I love them now because I can put them on and I use my fingers to blend them out. For some reason, the heat of my fingers just works a little bit better than a
Ah,
brush, and
another great tip.
it doesn't get as shimmery if I use my finger because I'm really just patting it, and blending it with my finger, but the brush might, spread the shimmer around a little bit more. I don't know if
Yes.
that makes sense. So it's more precise with my finger and the heat of my finger to blend those out. So I love them. I love the shimmer sticks.
Do you use them as a base or on your lid under a
I,
chroma?
I've been lazy. I've been lazy, and I just use one color. And the color that I'm really liking a lot is actually the copper one,
Hmm.
which I thought was going to be more coppery. But again, when you blend it out with your finger, it's just so nice. And then the dark one, the one that's like a granite color,
Yes,
I thought was
yes.
going to be too dark. Nope, just a couple of swipes, and then again with my finger, and I just, I really
Good
like them.
tip.
Yep.
Good tip. Hi, Trish.
Hi, so I'm being nosy. What was that last thing that you were talking about smudging?
The shimmer
The
sticks.
crimmer,
I love them. I love
yeah,
them.
that was a mixture of shimmer crayon, crimmer.
Primer.
And then you know, um again, there was a time period, and I don't remember why, because I always remember having little samples or maybe to save money, but people would have a demo pencil but have those wipes that you tear open and then disinfect it, to use it as a sample. But you have to have that. Or again, running a Q-tip, or the easiest way for me is just having demos that they can put on their hand, on the back of their hand, a line, because first of all, they can feel how creamy it goes on, and then give it a minute, and they could see how they could smudge it initially, but then give it a minute and it doesn't go anywhere. And so as long as you're telling people that there's 100% guarantee, people are more game to try it, and we don't have way out colors. People kind of know they want black, they want gray, charcoal and navy, So now this too is the same thing. Um, I I think that knowing it exists, but my preference is pencils, so I don't show it as much. But when I know that I have it, so if people are looking for a liquid, the gel is even more forgivable than liquid, and it's also buildable. So the creamy gel. Okay, so now our mascaras, we need to know that we have like, our different mascaras and our waterproof. And I don't know, is this, yeah, Great Heights and Great Heights waterproof are both the same tube, if I'm
They
remembering
look the
correct.
same, yeah.
Yes, which means I have to read the dang thing. But the water, I like what you can use with the waterproof is if since we don't have that primer anymore, you can use the waterproof to sandwich your other mascara. And you can also experiment with putting it just under like the first layer of your lashes and then your mascara, but no, I need it over. I need it over. And so I've just been sandwiching them under and over. The new waterproof has a little bit more conditioning in it than the old one. And you could see right in here how it tells you what the differences are, the different look. Does anybody here have a favorite go-to kind of mascara? What do you like? What's your like? I know we have this wardrobe of mascaras available, but is there a certain look of one of them that you like best?
So I'm a lash intensity lover. Um, but I like the Great Heights for lifting and separating. So I'll put the lash intensity on and I'll finish sometimes with the Great Heights because it lengthens, separates, and divides my lashes so much better. But I like I don't have like a ton of lashes anymore. They're not as full as they were. So the lash intensity for me makes them thicker and more pronounced. And yeah.
Me too. Me too. I like that the last intensity gives it more of a lush, like your lashes look lush in the
Yes.
breast. And then I
Yes.
do the great heights after that. I
I'm
do
gonna have to
too.
try that. I hadn't even
Yes.
thought that.
I
Okay.
And
that's
you're going to think I'm crazy, but I love the tip of the Lash Love
of this.
Panorama to do my lower lashes.
Yeah.
So I like to just like the bottom.
Yes. 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 So now here's another idea. Like if you were to take our mascaras, like a picture of them, they're in in digital library or on Facebook groups, and say that describe the different look that, this would be a good post. Which look do you like best? But if you were to have a picture, a digital picture to that describes the kind of effect that each of these mascaras give, and then just simply ask which effect would you most look for in a mascara? You're not asking them to buy anything.
Right.
but you're putting that thought in their head. It's like that's an idea for you guys, you know?
So are
Um,
you going to give us a copy of this document? I would
I
love to have
could.
it. I would love
Annabelle
that.
could.
Good. Thank you, Annabelle.
Yes, that is a good idea. Yes. And maybe even as separate photos, I guess.
Yeah.
But um the so now, we have different formulas of lipsticks that not even talking lip glosses, but the same idea. What is the type of lipstick what do you look for in a lipstick? And you've got the different things, hydrating, longer wearing, semi-shine or glossy or glassy as they're calling it now. And before you know it, it's making people think. Um, Keep in mind too, when you're connecting with customers and you're just kind of putting out a question, like Judy, I know you have a Facebook page. These are things you can post on your Facebook page, or like a way to get inner engagement, or you could text them out. And you could just say, I'm taking a survey, and then say what is your preference. You're not asking them to buy anything, but they'll buy on their own. And then keep in mind, if they answer you if they answer you, that's your opportunity to engage with them a little further. um, you might, and Trish, and help me with this too if you have thoughts. You might have be able to say, well, say they answered a question about lipsticks. One thought that comes to my mind is, hey, can I survey you on on mascaras while we're at it? And then now, and then think about, let me know. You can even say, let me know, or or you could say, I'm offering free spring updates, for new spring looks. I'd love to offer one for you. And if it's been a while, this is me. I'm not afraid to offer a $20 or $25 gift certificate if she gets together with you in person or on Zoom. But makeup is hard. And I will give her that. And then, of course, before we do the makeup, we're just going to real quick go over the skincare, like, cleanser, moisturizer, even. And you could even, so just think of opportunities when you do something like this. What are they calling it now? It's like they're calling it like attraction marketing. They're calling it like where you're not, I don't know what the name of it is, but
I think you're right. I think it's attractions in there.
yes. So did I confuse you? See, it's not a specific script. So you just have to think, oh, this is an opportunity to engage with her because she engaged back,
Right.
where could this lead? Even if it's like, oh, while we're at it, let me ask you about this, you know, and, are you happy with your look? Asking questions. Are you happy with your look? Are you tired of your look? All right. Getting to know the right, sorry. People always are looking for, um, lessons on using brushes. So, this is something that I love our brushes. I love the all over way, after my look, like, after my look, before I do the spray, but now I'm going to do the spray 2 times like Judy does. But after my look, I take transparent and I have cheek color on. And I dip my loose powder brush in there and blow up the excess and go straight down. It makes my blush look velvet on my skin. And there's something in the I know this is not about translucent powder, but there's something in the translucent powder that just deflects light, that just makes your lines disappear and looks everything's velvety. You just got to try it. And then each of these brushes works so well for what they do. I love this eye crease brush because it could get in your eye crease, but also get up the little bone a bit so it peeks out. So this is just something to get familiar with. You have the opportunity to get familiar with it on makeup lessons. That's under MK Confident, under the makeup portion. Do Mary Kay, YouTube and go to Mary Kay brush techniques or something like that. You might find that, or in where else would you find it?
You could always just look on YouTube too.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
what you
Yes,
just
right.
said. Yeah.
YouTube, Mary Kay, though,
Mhm.
specific to Mary Kay.
Yeah, yeah.
So our different ways of our tools, as we know. But this whole thing started out about what's inside your makeup bag. And there is what came with this was a checklist of every product for each category, the four pockets of the roll-up bag, for you to go through and see like where have you gotten stuck? Where have you gotten stuck that you're doing the same thing over and over with the same colors or the same products or the same whatever? And when you see that list under each category, you could check off things that you might want to try, and then you
Mhm.
have it available to you. Okay.
I'll send that to everyone here to that list.
Yes, yes. And is there a way to post that on Star Shines where people could print it off, or does it have to be under files? We
It
just
would
have
have to
to,
be under files because it's a
yeah,
PDF. Yeah.
and just let them know, I guess. But I don't want to send it out to everybody, just the people who are
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
but make it available to everybody. So, who uses anybody use the brow tint?
I love it.
Nobody? I
No,
know.
I
I
love
love
it. But
it.
now I've been using the new palette. I've been using the eyebrow cream gel product.
Yes, that is excellent. And so is the liner.
Yep.
But the brow tint is for when you're lazy.
Right.
You
We
just
don't have the
sometimes
clear
when you
styling.
first
We don't have the clear styling gel anymore, though.
they do. They do have it. But see, I like the tinted one because I have gray in my eyebrows.
Me too.
Yes. But they do. Or I have they
Yeah, they
came
do.
out.
They
Was
do.
it just yeah, they
I
have the
thought the
clear
clear went
one.
away. Oh, you're right.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
still there. Yes. And that's great for people who just want to, sculpt them and have them in place, like someone like my daughter. But the volumizing brow tint does the same thing, just with color. And then you can use any one of these alone. But if you have little spaces that happen, you then you fill in with the brow liner with little baby dashes, not the
Yep.
line. You do the little baby dashes, and then you can take ooh, 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 ooh. This brush, where's that brush? Right, this brush, the eyebrow brush. And actually, if you've drawn lines like you're imitating hairs, you take this eyeliner brush and you brush it against the hairs so it smudges everything and comb it back. Very natural. And then it looks like full brow. And then you can use I'm sorry, my thing is sticking, my mouse is sticking. Then you can use the clear gel or the brow tint if you have grays. Okay, wow, I got it in there. I didn't think I would get this in there. So, getting familiar with I know Judy is a mega user of like the product line. So, I mean, she's a Mary Kay girl. And and I know there are others that I may not be mentioning their names, but that is the best way. And also, I think it's time for, and I'm talking to myself too, is to start to get out of a rut and just pick something else to play with. For me, it's going to be the shimmer crayons.
Mm.
And then Judy gave me a tip for a new technique with the finishing spray, which I love. But, think about everything that we went on. This only has cosmetics in this one, but maybe it's a different shade of lip gloss or lipstick or a different formula to try. And I want to do some brighter colors. That's what I'm going to do because I wore a bright color a couple of different incidences and people were like, "Oh, Michelle, you look amazing." I was like, "Who are you talking to?" You know? Um, so I got to play with, because, since COVID and we're not going to our Mary Kay events and we're not going out, you start like being like, drab as you can be. So, I got to get outside my comfort zone with color again, starting all over. But also,
Exactly.
go back to the first session and the second session where we did skincare and supplements. But Annabelle will get that out. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm glad you're here, Stephanie. Um, and I'm going to read my words of wisdom. Okay. Okay, this one's a good one. I have a lot of growing up to do. I realized that the other day inside my fort. Do you ever go into your own little under the covers, Okay, we have yes, and the only way to grow up is to get outside our fort and outside our comfort zone. And for today, we were talking about color and products. So how's that for an ending? Good?
Yay.
Yes.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
you guys, thanks for joining. And Annabelle, I know our time, we have been two ships passing in the night and the day, but I need to find out what the heck I'm doing to not do this simple thing of getting this streamed onto Facebook.
You did it last week, so I know you can do it.
But what am I doing differently?
Uh,
I just gotta go through a couple of things with you, but enough for another time.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have, today's the last day of the month. So make sure if check your retail, go and check like if you're at 445 and you need $5 retail to make sure you're like getting 50% for the next couple of months. Or if you're close to a promotion or anything like that. But the good news is, even if you're inactive, you can still get 30%. We just don't ever want you to miss 50% by accident. That's it. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop talking now. All right. So have a good night. I love you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.